This is Joshua Hart here for Seconds Out. Delighted today to be joined by Michael Hunter here over Zoom. Michael, really appreciate your time today. And how is everything?
Good, good. Can't complain, man.
Very good to hear. Obviously, a lot going on in the boxing world at the moment, especially in the heavyweight division. But before that, I do want to ask about yourself and your career. We know that you boxed back in December. But what is the latest? When can we next see you back in the ring?
Well, I was actually had a scheduled fight for this Saturday. And then before I got the call for the Dubois fight, but it seems like yeah, I'm a little in shambles, so I don't have any fight right now. But so I'll be getting another fight here soon. Um, you know, just trying to work our way up, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get in that Riyadh. So
Did you get a call for the Parker fight as well? Did you get offered the fight?
say again.
Did you get offered the fight for Joseph Parker as well?
I did get a call. I told them I was ready. You know me, short days notice is no days off in here. So when I got the call, I immediately accepted. But for whatever reason, I didn't get the call. Even though Martin Bakole already had a fight scheduled, and I beat him. It was unfortunate that I didn't. But it's obviously something going on in there.
So how soon would you like to be back in the ring? What time frame are you looking at?
I would like to be back ASAP. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of time. I would like to waste. I could fight every month if it was possible. So
And what is the plan for 2025 for yourself? Where do you hope to be by the end of this year?
well, one, we want to put a little pressure on the Pulev fight. I'm the mandatory for that for the regular belt. So I know that there's a lot of people trying to jump around me, move around me, Jarrell Miller, and a lot of these other guys, Wardley and stuff like that. So hopefully that doesn't happen, and we could put some pressure on Pulev and make him fight, and make something happen of it. So that's kind of my angle right now. I'm just going to be looking to stay busy, and I know that something will come very shortly. But the main thing is for me to stay active. You know what I'm saying? So.
Absolutely. Moving away and talking about a man you know very well, Martin Bakole. He took the call just like you did, and is currently still on his way to Riyadh to face Joseph Parker. When you first saw the news that Daniel Dubois was out of the fight, what was your immediate reaction to that?
Well, I heard it because I got the call. That was the when I did hear it. That's how I heard it.
Okay.
So I was a little bit shocked because it was, they were calling me, and initially, but after I thought about it for a second, I was like, wait a minute. I know I'm not going to get these type of opportunities. There's going to be no luck when it comes to my success. Everything will be, fully a full purpose. So I knew that I wasn't really going to get the fight, but I threw my name in there, so just in case. Yeah, so that's how I went.
And what's your thoughts on the matchup of Joseph Parker versus Martin Bakole?
I think it's going to be very similar to, and Joseph Parker is my boy. Shout out to Joseph Parker. No hate. I always get scrutinized and crucified for telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully he doesn't take this in a bad way. But I just don't see him beating Martin Bakole. I mean, he does have an advantage because he was the one that was training for the fight. Martin Bakole, obviously, he was training, but he wasn't in peak performance. Um, so he has an advantage, but it's going to be a different type of style of fighting Daniel Dubois. I just think it's going to be very similar to the way that Martin Bakole beat Jared Anderson is going to be probably very similar. I think that uh, Joseph Parker is a little bit more wiser, a little bit more educated, and more experienced than Jared Anderson. But the capabilities and the energy, and I think that is going to be very similar.
What do you make of Joseph Parker putting on the 20 pounds that he has put in from his last fight, coming in at 267 pounds at the weigh-in today?
I mean, I think that was a is a very great opponent to pick Martin Bakole. I mean, for that type of situation, um, to get bigger. I think that he knew that Daniel Dubois has been very strong and uh, you know has had a lot of energy and been very very forceful lately. So I think that him getting bigger and stronger was a good idea because I think he also is slightly the better boxer out of the two. So I think getting big was kind of like even Steven type of thing. I think it would have evened out pretty well for him. But fighting fighting Martin Bakole. I'm not sure. It could hinder him and it could make him like and Jared Anderson did the same thing. He was he was a lot bigger than what he normally was. And when I fought Martin Bakole, I was 215, you know what I'm saying? 218 or something like that. So uh and I was still outweighed by 50 pounds or something. So I just think yeah, I think that I don't know if it's gonna do any good fighting Martin Bakole. I think it will do some, but I don't think it's gonna be when he starts getting hit in the head. I don't think it's gonna do no good. But maybe the body and stuff, and being able to, bounce off the body off of him, and hold his own weight. That might be a benefit. But I think he's gonna need to be able to move a little bit because Martin Bacole's the bigger guy. He was gonna be able to outbox a little bit and use a little bit boxing tactics with Daniel Dubois because they're about the same height, same range, and stuff like that. But now he's gonna have to be the boxer uh, to the taller man. So it's going to be a little difficult, a little bit more difficult putting on that weight.
Who do you feel has took the bigger risk? Obviously, Martin Bakole did have that final eliminator set in stone for May, and Joseph Parker obviously had a great opportunity to fight for the world title and could have easily stepped to the side and waited. Who do you feel is taking the bigger risk in having the fight with each?
Joseph Parker all day long. We all know that everybody is a little hesitant to fight Martin Bakole. And he's a what they would consider a high risk, low reward type of fighter. But that's because his not because his risk is I mean his reward is low. It's because his risk is higher than his reward. That's it. For him to take that fight is man, I have nothing but the respect for Joseph Parker because that's showing pure dog.
Mm.
Um, I don't know if he'll succeed on the hard task, but I wish him all the best. And if he does, I mean, I think that it's just a giant reward for him at the end of this. So I think that when you say when you talk about a reward, like I said, his risk is a big, very big risk, but the reward is just as big. So
What makes you favour Martin Bakole despite him only having a matter of days to not only prepare for the fight, but to get over to Riyadh on its own?
well, he already stays on that side of town, you know what I'm saying? So it's not that far. Um, Martin Bakole was already getting ready for a fight, and and when you're big like that, you don't really he's already in shape. You know what I'm saying? There's a certain type of shape that he's already. He fight. It's like Andy Ruiz. You're not gonna be able to tell if he's out of shape or in shape. You know what I'm saying? He's big. You know what I'm saying? Like I can say he's out of shape, but he walked right over Jared Anderson like that. You know what I'm saying? So what makes you think he wouldn't do that for this fight? You know what I'm saying? So it might be a little bit longer because what's his name is a little bit more educated and
Mm.
has and he's beefed up just a little bit and and he's been preparing and Martin Bakole hasn't been preparing, so you will definitely see a little bit of break, but overall, totally, I don't see Joseph Parker getting through that. And if he does, I mean, I'm gonna tip my hat off to him,
So
regardless of race.
do you believe that Martin Bakole stops Joseph Parker tomorrow night?
Absolutely, I mean, that's what I think. I think it's gonna be mid rounds or something like that. Once he starts getting hit, I think he's gonna be able to maybe mid to towards the later rounds. Once he starts getting hit in those big shots with those head shots, I think it's gonna be hard. You know what I'm saying?
Just another fight on the card that I want to get your thoughts on. Zhilei Zhang versus Agit Kabayel. How do you
That's
see
a
that
good
fight
one.
playing out?
That's a good fight. I could see that. That's a 50-50 fight. I could see that going. either way. It just depends. Both of them, it depends on the strategy. A lot of these type of fights, when they're like 50-50 fights, it depends on the game plan at that point. So I feel like, yeah, I kind of favor Zhang a little bit more, just a little bit more.
Fair enough. Well, Michael, I'm going to leave it there. Really appreciate your time tonight and hopping on this call with me, and we look forward to the fights tomorrow night. Thank you.
Thank you, man.